Welcome to this demonstration of CommunityViz Scenario 360 Dynamic Suitability Analysis. I'm working here with a hypothetical city that has been fictionalized from a real city. The analysis I'd like to go through is where I would most like to live in this city. It's my own personal livability analysis. So what I have here are a number of GIS layers. You can see things like libraries and schools. The underlying gray polygons are parcels, and I'm going to rate each of those parcels in terms of livability. I've already started that using the CommunityViz Scenario 360 tool, Suitability Wizard. It's very easy to use. You don't have to be a computer expert or even an expert in CommunityViz itself. The first question I asked the tool was, which parcels are near my schools? You can see the schools here in the middle of the blue spots on the map. I've color-coded the parcels according to the scores that the wizard gave from 0 to 100, 100 being the most suitable, or most livable from my perspective, and dark blue. Red is the lowest score, and there's a spectrum in between. Another factor I'm interested in is whether a parcel is close to libraries, so I'm going to include that factor as well. But libraries, in my opinion, aren't as important to me as schools, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce the idea of weighting. I'm going to put less weight on the library factor and more weight on the school factor. And when I do that, I get new results that look like this. You can see that the areas with both a school and a library get particularly high scores. I can also choose to exclude certain areas from my results. And I can use more complex calculations like this one, which is counting the number of trees near each parcel and adjusting scores accordingly. This is what happens if I want to make sure I'm within a third of a mile of a transit stop. If I had Network Analyst on my computer, I also have the option to use a network distance. Distance is pretty easy to adjust. Now, what about new information, or what-if analysis, which is sometimes called geodesign? Here, for example, I have the ArcMap editing tools open, and I sketch in an anticipated location of a new library. As soon as I do that, a Scenario 360 dynamic update automatically occurs, and you can see that I have new results. Returning again to my factors, I can continue to experiment with different weights, including or not including different factors, and effectively having a conversation with the tool to help me make decisions. Finally, I may decide that I want to add an additional factor called Parks Nearby. I open the wizard, go through a few simple steps, and update my results. Now I have an expanded analysis that I can continue to work with. That's one of the great aspects of this dynamic and flexible suitability analysis capability in CommunityViz Scenario 360.